Hello, this is Photography Gamer, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'll be breaking down the 10 things that made Dying Light a fan favourite. Number 1. A lived-in city. Dying Light takes place in the city of Harran, a sprawling metropolis with an incredible amount of detail and depth. The developers previously worked on Dead Island, which on a smaller scale created lived-in locations that felt authentic. Harran beautifully captures the sense of a city in the midst of an aftermath following an apocalyptic event. Whether it be the burning skyscrapers, the shanty towns you explore, or the motorway tunnels engulfed in darkness. Design-wise, it's an excellent and varied example of a realistic and lived-in location with lots of zombies, NPCs, hostile raiders, all sorts of stuff. You know, the plethora of abandoned buildings, distressed appearances of the structures, fires, car wrecks, and the amount of interiors you can search is very impressive. It makes you feel like you are in a real place, and that's one of the reasons why the game is so compelling to play and explore. Number 2. Melee combat. The focus of the combat in Dying Light leans more toward melee than ranged. Guns and bows are available, but it's the hands-on approach that makes the zombie or raider encounters have a sustained ferocity. Whether you're beating a group of zombies to death with a golf club, or using an improvised shiv to fight to the death with a raider in a narrow corridor, these situations give an intimacy to the incredibly satisfying combat. This hands-on approach gives Dying Light a visceral quality, and hand-to-hand fights are not only intense, but as brutal as you're likely to experience in any game. Number 3. Parkour Apocalypse. Another memorable feature in Dying Light are the character's fluid parkour skills. Whether you're leaping from building to building, hurdling groups of zombies along a motorway, or diving off the top of a building during a deadly night chase. These moments really ramp up the intensity, but more importantly, they are extremely cool. It makes traversing the city so much more entertaining than the usual boots on the ground gameplay. Parkour brings new life to the zombie outbreak genre, adding sensational and chaotic moments during gameplay. Number 4. Cool weapons. The variety of weapons in Dying Light is truly staggering, but it's not just the variety, it's the effects these weapons have on the zombies or the raiders themselves. Anyone who's played Dying Light will have a story to tell, a memorable weapon moment where they took on a horde or killed a group of raiders using their favourite piece. It's also the impact the weapons have, the weighty feel of the impact, and the absolutely disgusting but amazing gore effects. Add to that the ability to craft weapons, adding a personal touch to the melee-focused gameplay. Don't get me wrong, we all love a powerful rifle with loads of ammunition to take the enemies on, but there is something incredibly satisfying about using a handheld weapon when your back's against the wall, as you desperately fight for survival. Number 5. The Terrifying Nights. The first time the sun sets in Harran is a truly horrific moment. At nights the freaks come out and the danger ramps up to a ferocious level. The zombie threat at night is really terrifying as the more advanced zombies lurk around every corner ready to kill you on sight. It's those moments when you're exploring Harran, looting, killing zombies while keeping one eye on the sun. And as soon as that warm glow of the setting sun emerges, you panic, desperately seeking shelter to see out the night. But if you're unlucky, you'll be in for a tense, terrifying, but also exhilarating experience. Number 6. A good blend of zombie types and raiders. Enemy variety can make or break a game. Dying Light has a solid variety of zombies and good human AI raiders spread throughout Harran. And each enemy creates a different set of problems that you've got to deal with. Whether you're dealing with heavy-duty infected, having a close-quarters knife fight with a raider, or your garden variety zombie horde. Combat never really gets boring no matter how many foes you encounter, probably because of the variety and the cool weapons, but it's also the interesting terrain where these fights take place. Number 7. Zombie killing options. Who doesn't love killing zombies, right? Well, in Dying Light there are many creative ways to eliminate the flesh-eating hordes. You can slice and dice with your melee weapons, use your trusty dropkick to knock them off rooftops, or utilise the environment in a creative way. You can impale them on spikes, electrocute them on fences, or using some crazy handcrafted masterpiece to turn the street scene into an absolute bloodbath. Again, all these options make the day-to-day gameplay in Dying Light a lot of fun. Number 8. A good mix of horror, action and fun. Finding the right balance is probably the biggest challenge for any developer. Dying Light does a pretty good job of mixing visceral combat, fluid parkour exploration and the fun factor that a zombie apocalypse brings. Also, the stark contrast between the day and the night adds to the experience. In the day you play the role of the hunter, but at night the roles switch and you'll often be running for your life. Rarely can a game balance such things as horror, quality combat and fun exploration, but Dying Light is a fine example of how you do it right. Number 9. Continuing the legacy of Dead Island. Dying Light was created by the team that brought us Dead Island. Dead Island was a breath of fresh air to the zombie survival genre, and in Dying Light the developers expanded the concept. Harran was a much bigger landmass to explore, and the addition of parkour skills made getting from A to B a lot more varied and fun. It wasn't a complete reinvention of the wheel, but it continued the good work that started with Dead Island, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how that continues further in Dying Light 2. Number 10. Continuous improvement and regular updates with new content. Very few games retain their interest after the first few months of release. We've all done it. You buy a game, play it for a week or two, then you never go back to it. Well, Dying Light is a game that certainly bucks that trend, with the main reason being the hard work, diligence and attention to detail of the development team. Dying Light has had an incredible amount of content added since its initial release, whether it's the small cosmetic additions, the following DLC, the Bozak Horde DLC, or the most recent one called Hell Raid. By adding something new every now and then, it brings the player base back for a little bit more fun, and Dying Light is a very playable game, so once you come back to it for a day or two, you might stay around a bit longer. It really is a lesson to a lot of developers on how you build a loyal fanbase and a good relationship with your customers. Okay, those were my reasons why I think Dying Light became such a fan favourite. What do you think about that list? Do you agree? What other things contributed to its popularity? And what are your thoughts on the upcoming sequel Dying Light 2? Drop your thoughts in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer, signing off. Thank you.